Hello and welcome to another Photoshop CC video tutorial on double exposure. So double exposure has become fairly trendy in the last few years, and it's got a really cool image where you're often looking through a picture into someone's face. And so I'm just going to turn this off, and this is my original photo. And just for interest's sake, um, I'm just going to take this and drag this over here. And so if you look up Creative Commons images, this is a place where you can get royalty-free images. So we really shouldn't be using images just straight off the web that aren't, no one's giving you the rights to use them, but these people are, at least for non-commercial. And every time you download something, it asks you to, so say for example, if I download this picture, it says say thanks. Credit isn't required, but it's appreciated. So when you give credit to this photographer, when you use it, okay? So anyways, this is a great place to find photographs, is in Creative Commons images. So I downloaded a couple of photographs here, in fact, 3 in fact, and I'm just gonna minimize this and get back to this photo. So here's my original photo. And then what I did was I went File, Place Length. Embedded means it's part of the photograph. Length, it's going to keep your file size a little smaller. So I usually use length, but it's not absolutely necessary. I length, and then I length on this photograph. And then I thought I'd try it again with a second photograph. So for now, we'll start with the beginning. So what you want to do is duplicate again, like usual. And then what I did was I took my quick selection tool. I increased my size of my quick selection tool. And it really depends on how big your picture is. And I did a quick selection of my model here. And because the background is really, and I don't think I need his back, so I'm not going to bother with that. But, he's drastically different from his background. So quick selection works really nicely on this one. You don't necessarily have to use the other. Okay, and it looks like I got a bit of extra, so I'll just go minus here. And that looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that already. So now all I do is I turn this on, and you can see I missed some pieces now. I'm going to go back to plus, and I'm just going to get rid of and then when I'm clicked on here, all I can do is put a mask on. And then you've got that. Now, you can start in one of 2 ways. I'm going to show you the first way, and I will often use a combination of these 2 methods. Is I'm going to start, and I've shown you this before, is blend modes. So I'm just going to go on dissolve, and dissolve generally does nothing except for it makes it all look a little granulated on the edges. So I'm just going to put my mouse over and scroll through. And you can already see this is kind of a cool feature here on darken. And I'm going to go through and just keep scrolling through, and notice I keep scrolling with my roller mouse. And there's lighten. Lighten's kind of neat. Screen is good. Color dodge. Lighter overlay is pretty nice. But maybe not drastic enough for me. So far the lighten has been the nicest. A bit too drastic. Pin light, hard mix. So I think I'm going to go back to lighten. And I kind of like lighten the most. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second method, and you could do it just with this, is I might go with a brush, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to just say reset my brushes, because this will give me all my default brushes back. As you can see, I don't have any normal brushes on there. And I'm going to say OK. And I'll probably just grab this. So I have to go super soft. Now it's pretty big, and that's actually what I want. So I can click on the outside here a bit. And it's not going to matter because it's already black on the outside. But then I'm going to go really big. And I'm going to go. So now it's a completely soft brush. And so now you're going to notice it starts to take away some things. So there it's in. And then I could even try it on normal and see what it looks like on normal. And then the third way, so that's lighten. I could leave it off lighten and put it on back on normal. Oops. Normal. And then I could change my opacity on this one. So then I could move that around. And then if I want, I can grab this, unlink the mask, and click on the image, and grab the mover tool. And I could kind of move it to where I think it's perfect. You know, so I can go anywhere. If you move it with the mask, then it's going to move the entire thing, and that's no good. So maybe somewhere around there. So that is kind of the idea. You have to play with it. Every picture is different. This isn't certainly my favorite I've ever done at all. I don't love it so far. I'd have to really mess with it some more. And the good thing about having two pictures is I can move this, and there's a really cool way where you can take the mask and actually duplicate it. If I hold the Alt key down and I click and drag this up, it's going to duplicate it onto there and turn that off. And then here, it's working already. And you can see I've got a bit of a line on this one, so I'd have to soften the edge on my mask. And then I could try all my different blend modes again. So that one's not bad. Lighten again. So there's my screen. It's okay. Wondering what overlay would look like. A bit too dark. So if I go back to lighten again, or I could just turn the opacity down again. And again, I could move this one, the mover tool, and so that is how you do double exposure. I don't think either of the ones I've done are very good, and you really have to play with them and experiment, but for the purpose of the video, it's not worth taking the time to do that. So that is how you do double exposure. Thanks for watching.